Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mystic Sisters. Today is Saturday, December 28th, 2024. And as we were joking about, and Vicky sort of dared me now, this is going to be the year in the rear because it certainly felt that way.
Oh yeah, it did. Yep.
It
Yeah.
certainly felt that way.
It did feel a little like a colonoscopy, I must admit.
I'll tell you a story about that too. So we want to welcome everybody. We've got Teresa, Mary, Paula, every Antoinette's granddaughter. Thank you so much for joining us tonight during this in between Christmas, New Year's, second day of Kwanzaa, fourth day of Hanukkah. I don't even know how many more days we could throw in this holiday, but this time of year where people are supposed to be reflecting on everything that happened this year and everything that's you want to plan for the next. And we're on the cusp of a new moon.
Yes, a new moon, which we'll probably be doing tomorrow, actually, if you have time. Yeah, good.
I got time.
So moon shadows will be. We really got to do something about because I keep mixing them up. But anyway, it's good. Moon shadows will be on tomorrow. It's a video, so you don't have to worry about showing up for that for this one. But yeah, I'm excited about this new moon. I have to say, in that 10th degree of
Capricorn.
I feel it's a real. I feel like this is going to be a real year full of opportunity, really, and also, it's only going to be there's going to be nightmarish things that happen, but I think people are going to really like apply themselves, and I think this new moon coming up is a good time to plant that seed.
Yeah,
because Capricorn is about being an authority in your own life and being the captain of your own ship and being responsible.
I'll tell you what,
grown up.
That is exactly what I think. If I had to reflect on something over this past year where I sort of job bounced for a while, was I will never compromise myself again.
Yes.
Until I find the exact thing that I want.
Yeah, you realize that you deserve exactly what you want. And instead of just saying, well, I'm probably not going to get better than this.
If I had to reflect on something, that a lesson that, made me say that was 2024, it would be, I will not compromise myself. Your integrity is the most important thing.
I think my biggest lesson of 2024 was I had at the beginning of the year, it was a really challenging time, but I kept applying myself in the direction I wanted to go. And I was always almost there. And then I said, well, I'm just gonna continue to go in this direction. I'm not gonna doubt myself. Yeah. And I was right at the edge. Mm-hmm. And because I reached that edge, it's like the universe came and pushed me along. And I've had one of the recently more prosperous years that I've had in years. And of course, for a lot of those years, I was, the primary caretaker for a woman in her 90s, up to 101. So, I mean, there wasn't a lot of time to do, I continued to apply myself through that period. For me, work has always been a little bit of like a safe place. Like I love the work that I do. And so it almost doesn't feel like work. So I do it a lot, but this past, and then the other, I think that was the lesson of the year. The lesson of this past month was that don't push yourself too hard, because I was pretty much out with and I don't usually, 30 years being a chiropractor, it's not really something I've ever experienced, believe it or not. And it made me appreciate what I used to do for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just at that point, and at a certain point, I just sort of like gave myself. I had been like stretching myself out, and all of a sudden, whatever had been restricted released, and it was almost like a spiritual experience. It was like it blew my whole like energy body. It was like it was
Yeah.
stuck in there,
Yeah.
and I felt much better ever since. And I'm going to be going to see a chiropractor in the next town, I think,
Yeah.
to have him take a look at me. Now that I'm out of the really intense part of it, it felt, in a way, a lot of my back stuff has felt very energetic.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I think that, and now that things have sort of opened up a little bit, now I just have to maintain myself, I think.
I think there's been a lot of people that have had back issues. Even one of my coworkers and she's like 24, having some back problems, and it's like, that is where energy is backing out of you. I don't know how to explain it, but that was, we talked about, I said, I do Reiki. I don't have to put my hands on you. If I'm going across the street, grab a salad. If you want me to generate a little relief, I just need your permission. That's all. And I came back and I looked at her. I said, your pain is gone. She's like, it is. Did you do that? I said, you did that. You did that because you wanted it to go away.
Yeah. It's funny. My Michael is a healer, and he does some pretty intense healing work. And he was like, do some healing on yourself. And I always, is I give my healing energy out. I love it. People come and I can help.
Yeah.
I want to help them. But I seem to forget, like, that I could do it for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do all the time. I would, if I had to tape a crystal for something, I would on me and sleep on it. I'm going to get the dog because he's about to have a spell.
Okay, well, we can't have Jibs having a spell.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's one of the Mystic Sisters too. You don't have to be female to be a Mystic Sister, by the way. So if there are any Mystic brothers out there, we would consider you a Mystic Sister as well.
You have to be neutered, though.
Oh, well, I guess Jibs is good then. Jibs is good. He's like, let's not bring that up. It's been years. I still haven't gotten over
He
it.
has no clue. Yeah, he doesn't know. And regardless, I always treated him like a princess. So it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Doesn't matter. Oh my goodness. Oh,
he's wiggling.
yep. Because he wants to be like, he has this area where he's in charge kind of position. And he could sit here until he falls asleep, most likely. So yeah, a lot of fun. I know you guys think that like this whole French Bulldog sort of trend or mania and stuff has been like, they're really cute and all the videos are cute, but they are a lot of work. A lot of work. He doesn't even know because he can't hear me now.
You know what you need? You need one of those things that the African women wear and they hold their babies.
That want to build back
them up.
That would give me such a bad back.
Well, you wouldn't have to lift him. You could just sit there with him, so you don't have to hold him. So, because that can't be comfortable either.
Well, he could balance like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what this is how he tries to tell me that he wants me to fill his puzzle with cheese again. It's a very meshed relationship. I'm very sorry that he's all about himself right now, but I created this monster, or this was just a genetically coded.
French Bulldogs, first of all, They're
thing.
French, right? So they're Spanish.
Yes.
And they're bulldogs, so they're stubborn. And they
They're
do like to get what they want. So, and he's a Cancer and he loves cheese. And I love cheese too. And if there was a puzzle with cheese in it, I would be bothering you to put more cheese in it too. Oh my goodness.
We went for such a long walk because I wanted him to be nice and tired and not, be all about himself and stuff like that. Because usually he's not. He's pretty good in the evening.
Giblets is like, I'm so worth it. Yeah, we know. We know he is. That's confidence, though. I mean, if you really want to get places in life, you need confidence. Even if you're like pretending to be confident, it still works.
Yes.
Act as if you're already there. So
that's kind of how it goes around here. He's really the boss, and that's how I've sort of created that kind of thing, or maybe that's just how they are. But he's been the most challenging in that department
of
any of the dogs I had.
Yeah.
Even Cannoli, who was a French Bulldog also, but she was a senior.
Right.
And she was just fabulous.
Right.
I know Kimberly said from this screenshot, he looks like Wilbur. I know. And you hear him again?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So you know what, Vicki? Pull a card. Pull like an oracle card while
Yes, I'm going to pick the Mystic Sister Oracle card for the evening. Now, last week we got the magical key, and it was talking about in the darkest of night, we need to look up because the magic is right there. We just have to look up for it. So I know a lot of us have been looking up this week. Things are looking up. Or maybe we're looking up in the sky. Maybe we're looking for drones. I don't know. Let's see what we have. Okay, the card is Cygnus, and I will put it up. Let me just make sure. These are beautiful cards, actually. These are by that Emily Balavette. So let me read this to you. All right. Cygnus. I actually have a plate that I got at one of those like estate sales that has Cygnus on it, and it's got some swans on it. So this is interesting. Okay, guys, you're going to love this. Cygnus, release and surrender. Swan symbolizes the transformation of the soul and the release of matter into pure spirit. Because swans are adept at moving on land, on water, and through the air, the ancient times they were believed to be messengers of the gods and carried souls away. It is said that a swan only sings once in their lives, when they are about to die. I need better lighting here. Sorry, guys. Hence, a swan song has a meaning of a person's last piece of creative work or final performance. Drawing this card of Cygnus tells you it is time to gracefully release something, a beloved idea or a person you have held close to your heart. You may have already reached this conclusion. If not, the card may give you a gentle push to finally let go with grace and honor. So this is about letting go of something.
And I think that's what you've got to now, because it's the new year, right?
Well, and the year is a 9, about letting go. So
yes, and this coming year is a 9. So 2020
that's what I meant. Yes.
A 9 year.
That's right.
We're in an 8 year, sort of seeded your karma.
Yes. And the harvest. The 8 is the harvest, so the harvest is in front of us. And now in the 9 year, we get to decide what we want to keep and what we want to let go of.
Yeah.
And that's a process that we're all going to be going through on many levels. This is going to be a great year, 2025. to purge, to clean out like an area. You want to get all the old sort of moving out, and that will give room for the energy to start moving in your life. It's time to really sort of let go. And a lot of that, I think, is also preconceived notions that we might have about how we want to see the world move ahead. I feel like you have to work towards the world that you want to see. So if you want to see a world of justice and harmony and all those things, you have to foster that within yourself. And then you have to, once it's in you, then you can spread it out into the world. But I think this year ahead is so much about dissolution. And then we have the North Node moving into Pisces, and it's going to be in Pisces for 19 months. And that's the real let go. That Pisces energy is the real let go. And so we're going to be in the process of letting go and then also starting to plant seeds for our next cycle. And you just got to do this. And anytime I've done that in my life, anytime where I just let go and I was like, all right, something better always came in.
Yep. I got a story about that. I pulled the star card, or the steer.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's the star card in this deck. So it's pretty much a yes answer to any question of, putting your intentions out there through listening, learning that we can actually begin to perceive, document consciousness is going to happen, and those intentions will be documented. We will be able to sort of see how our consciousness actually impacts other people. I think that's what is going to start to happen. That machinery is out there. That technology is out there.
That's right. Our attention is the energy.
Yeah.
Our attention is the energy. It used to just be our feelings about things, but now I feel like it's even our mental focus. The river is there. We get to swim in it, right?
Yep. So I think this is going to be a really, really interesting year. And it might be one of those years where you can just kind of talk to the stars.
To answer the question, I painted, that. And then that is just, I haven't really painted anything on it. It was just a background that I did. And the thing in the middle here is from a friend of mine, an artist. That was my soul drawing. And I got that done back in, I don't know. Let me see if there's a date on it. I think 2010. That's how long I've had that, or longer.
Wow.
Let's see. What does it say? Oh, even further back than that, 2003.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Chiron is going to go direct tomorrow. I thought that might be something that would be interesting to talk about, since we've got some of our old triggered wounds, or old ones getting triggered over the holidays, and kind of maybe expectations of what is going to happen. Is Chiron going to affect this?
Well, first of all, Chiron trines Venus, I think last week, turns direct today. Hold on, I have the thing right tomorrow. Right. Turns direct tomorrow, and then trines Mercury on Tuesday, which is New Year's Eve. And then in between that, of course, is the new moon. And of course, Chiron's in Aries, and now it's going to be moving towards the last conjunction of Chiron on Chiron for the United States chart. So during this whole process this year, we've been going through our Chiron return. And America's Chiron return is going to, it's Aries energy. So it's always going to be about the right to be who you are. It's always going to be around issues of maybe masculinity, or being able to take your whether you're male or female, to be able to think you deserve that sort of masculine side of yourself, maybe for the people who are less, masculine, and those who are hyper masculine, where the boundaries lie, right? So we have all of that, and of course we have like a bunch of like, I don't know, high school kids running, planning to run the country. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't. It's like it feels like a dorm, like Mar-a-Lago is like a frat house or something.
I don't even know what's going on down there, but I can't imagine.
I'm just saying the energy is just like all these people have all these great ideas how to screw people over, and like it's like the world is their oyster and they're going to shuck it, or something like that, if you know what I mean.
I know. I don't know. I think it's just like I keep saying that if the platform has a fracture in it, it is destined to fail.
Well, there's
a lot of fractures in there.
So you said you haven't been paying attention, and I didn't really pay attention until this morning.
Okay.
And the first thing I saw was that there's a big kerfuffle with MAGA between the tech bros and the Christian nationalists, and now they're like fighting on X, and they're just like, if you wanted to, you could just like sit in on it and see what's going on.
No, I don't have X, but the Five of Wands was a card. Is it kind of like a Five of Wands sort of situation, right? It was like sort of infighting and
yes, I think Five of Wands and maybe at some point Five of Swords.
Okay. Yep.
But it's all going to be within that. So it's like a pressure cooker. That whole thing is like, and we have so now it's Biden. No, it's Bannon versus Musk. Bannon is calling him a toddler. Musk is calling him something else. And then, so it's like, and I'm just like, I'm not really listening. I just like got a little dribs and dribs. I didn't watch much of it, but I'm like, okay. So
I think honestly
how long that was going to take.
Yeah, I think that's enough, because if it leaked all the way back to what we know, this is just what we heard. I'm sure there's so much more going on that we're not privileged to, that is already happened. But yeah, this is sort of like, I'm trying to remember where it landed in the spread, that this was going to happen soon, and it's almost like not even worth your time to see what's happening. But we still have time. We'll see what happens. I can't imagine it's going to get any better than it is right now if this keeps going.
Earth Star One says they have been hitting each other with racist remarks. It's stupid. Well, at least they're not picking on us right now. And Joe Biden gets a little bit of a respite from being the worst possible president ever, who did the best things for people. And I don't know. I mean, it's nuts.
How did the in my feed, I remember just the poetic justice of Hunter Biden getting on there and saying, yeah, were you high on coke when you bought your gun? Matt Gaetz sort of like, there it is. There's that karmic circle going right there, sliced right through the, Hunter Biden gets pardoned and the shit goes down. And Matt Gaetz is still trying to deny that he's a rapist.
Right.
And a drug abuser.
Well, he learned that from Trumpster, right? Isn't that exactly what Trump was doing? I don't know who this woman is. I have no idea who she is.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't work like that. So that was an interesting thing that happened this week. I thought was kind of fun. And there was, this volcano in Hawaii, there's been some events already that make me think that even though we have calculated the planets to move at certain times, I think it happens a little bit earlier.
Well, I mean, Uranus is in Taurus. We're good. Those things are it's gonna be active.
Yeah.
There was an actual, like, I don't know if it was high surf or a rogue wave that took out a pier in California. Like the whole thing went out. Like it was just a couple of like ginormous waves that they don't usually see, and the whole thing went boop into the ocean. They had to save
Northern
people.
California or Southern NorCal or Southern?
I think it was and I know Sacramento isn't on the ocean. I
That's
would think
NorCal.
it's Northern California. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I could be. So if somebody knows what town that was in California, yeah. So
They would call it a tsunami?
I don't think it was a tsunami.
But you know what? I think that it was bad enough for them to feel like they could say that's what it felt like. Or, I don't know if there was any earthquakes around there during
Well,
that
there
time.
was an earthquake in Alaska, I think, right around that time, but that wouldn't have done it because it might have just been storms. I mean, the storms are incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so powerful now that you just have to pray they don't hit you, because I don't know how you would stop it.
Yeah.
How you would stop it.
I think there's going to be a lot of that in
Yes, the
2025.
wars in Santa Cruz. Thank you, Paula. Paula always knows. Paula, you're so good. So damn good.
In Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz.
Wow.
Yes, Linda, thank you. Now, where is Santa Cruz? Is that by?
That's SoCal.
Oh, it is.
No. Santa Cruz is in that same general area as like Sacramento,
Okay.
Osprey, around like that. It's up there.
Yeah. So it's sort of the northern. Well, anyway, we don't know. We don't live there. She's from Chicago. I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, I did. I did live in San Francisco. I'm still trying to like put it all together there, but yeah, that would be unusual, but that's not unusual for an area that experiences some kind of wild stuff going on. My friend in Sacramento used to like water her plants with the shower water. Like they would shower and keep the water in a bucket and water the plants. Like they had such a reserve, like they couldn't use water.
Right.
All the gardens were dry. And then there were floods.
Yes.
And then there was enough rain to maybe put a garden in, It's different.
Yeah, it's a whole I remember somebody, I don't know where, it must have been a video, and they were saying how they're always amazed at the people in California, how sunny they are. They're like, everything is like, they were all like, today's a new day and a new experience and yay. And they're like, why are they like that? And then he said, she said, I realized that like at any time in California could be your last day. Earthquakes, tidal waves, rogue waves, that they're like, hell, what the hell? Let's just live. Let's live in the day and let's enjoy the day. And of course, the nice weather helps too. But
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting, because people on this coast when I first came to New England, like everybody complains about everything, and I thought to myself, this is such a beautiful place. Why would anybody complain about living here? But it took about 10 years and I started complaining. So I think it's just a thing. I don't think it's an actual reason. It's just like people finding reasons to bitch and moan.
Yeah.
Of course, the weather helps. So just like it helps in California, it helps over here as well.
I think so too. I think I have relatives that live in Southern California, and I've lived in Northern California, and it is kind of like that. There is sort of they own the weather for sure.
Jules says she lives in Seattle, and the West Coast has been hit with one windstorm after another. Yeah, since November. And Paula Z says across the bay from Monterey. That's I guess where the thing came down. But yeah, I mean, even I have a friend who used to raise chickens, and this was probably about, it could have even been 10 years ago. And she says, and I said, she had to give up raising the chickens because the wind was so bad, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And the wind it's hard to keep the chickens warm when it's too windy.
Yeah.
She was in like an open area. You have to really be careful. So she ended up having to stop doing the chickens. And then she ended up leaving that space anyway. But I miss her eggs, man. They were the most delicious eggs I ever tasted.
I haven't had good eggs in a long time.
I don't even bother with eggs hardly anymore unless I can have a good egg.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because it's a great source of protein.
Yeah.
I was telling Michael we should probably
smell. Honestly, when I make eggs, the smell, like, I cannot stand it. It grosses me out. It really grosses me out. I don't like it at all. Innocent Potato said on the Potomac River today it was 52, calling for 59 tomorrow. Weird winter weather. Yeah. It was 50 plus maybe 50, 49, 50 degrees today, between 49 and 51. And it smelled like not winter. It was
like moist soil. It's almost springtime.
It smelled like what it smelled like when I was a Girl Scout at camp in the Ozarks in Southern Illinois. So it does not have a winter feel to it, but I think I can confidently say that the composting is taking place as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Innocent Potato said, oh no, that's weird weather. I know it's weird. It's really weird. It's unusually warm, and just like they do every time at this time of year, but it's gonna get cold. Like, don't get used to this. Don't think it's gonna last, because you won't even remember this in 2 days.
I know it's kind of it's funny you say you won't remember 2 days from now. Doesn't it really feel like the past is like gone in some ways? Like it almost doesn't matter anymore, and what matters is what's right in front of us.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't have the what's the word I'm looking for? Oh shoot. I don't want to say the benefit of the past, but we don't get to, I don't think we get to blame it on the past anymore. There's another word I want to say and I can't think of the word, but
I think we've kind of embraced that living in the moment.
Well, that's crisis, right? Isn't that crisis?
Yeah.
When you're in crisis, you have to be in the moment. You have to deal with what's in front of you. And I guess that's a good feeling. It doesn't matter what happened in the past, what's happening right now.
Right. Exactly. I think it's about like learning that skill to like live in the moment, because there only is this moment.
That's right.
And everything's kind of a hologram in your head of what happened an hour ago. And tomorrow is what you are going to project is going to happen.
Right.
It's going to happen.
I really have had the grace of being married to an Aries for over 20 years now. And the one thing, even from the very, very beginning, is I got a real sense of what it meant to just be. Mm-hmm. Not like, because I was always such a doer and a thinker and a planner, and what do I have to do next, and who's expecting what from me. And he really just, I embraced the present moment when I met him, and I haven't let that go. And I've had to, because it's been a real kind of like a what do you call these things?
Roller coaster,
but without the car. So it's like my ass on the boom, 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 right? Or one of the the cartoons where the thing goes away and all you have is the wheels, and the guy's on the wheels like this. Like a lot of times it felt like that too.
I think that's a good theme for next year to, understand that the moment is all you really have. I think COVID helped us get to an idea around that. Are we still talking about where it came from? Because no, it is what it is. It happened, and let's move on.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where it
It
comes
doesn't matter.
from. If
Nope.
if that's what you have to deal with, that's what you have to deal with. That's why they call them novel,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Exactly.
So, did you? I know that you had requested if anybody had questions. Did you? Did
I
any?
did. And the questions I had was, what is our collective contribution to the changes going on in Pluto or with Pluto in Aquarius? And then somebody said, what is our purpose of being here at this time? So I thought, what is our collective contribution to the changes going on with Pluto in Aquarius? I don't really understand that question really well.
Well, when you're asking me, my first thought was we actually have to be our best selves in order, because Pluto in Aquarius is the transformation of the idea of equality. And just like love, sometimes you have to know what love is not before you can know what love is, because you tick all the boxes, like, no, that wasn't love, no, that wasn't love, no, that wasn't love. And so I think we're ticking off the boxes. And we certainly have seen in the legal situation with the South Node in Libra for 19 months, that the laws that we thought we had, we didn't have, and the laws that we have don't work. And we're going to have to figure out a new set of laws in order to that people have to go by. We have to, like, in order to be a functioning society. And now we're moving from more nationalism to more globalism and vibrational. We're going to start teaming up with the people who vibrate where we do. And in a way, we're going to be a little separate from the other folks. And I don't know how that's going to work out, but I do know that we're all connected.
Virgo? The South Node in Virgo?
Well,
I think there's going to be.
Go ahead.
I think that's going to be a lot of understanding our health, getting our health. I'm all about that.
Right, and with the North, and with the
getting
North,
that straightened out, our health, being able to, utilize maybe Uranus and Gemini and have some better testing, cheaper, more available, better options and better treatments.
Well, I also think that spiritual healing is going to be big, and we're going to realize the connection between the spiritual and the physical. I think that's one of the things we're gonna see. And we're gonna Pisces and Virgo is the health axis, and so it may very well be that we have a few more health emergencies, we'll say.
Yeah, probably, but at least we're prepared, and I know we've updated all our disaster protocols, so I think
so Chicago is ready. the doctors, nurses, and ancillary professionals in Chicago are ready.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what was the other? So anyway, to continue on the thought of that, when Pluto goes through a sign, we actually evolve through its polarity point. And so as Pluto goes through Aquarius and sort of uproots, and the negative side, the negative side of Aquarius is cancel culture. It's all this, like you don't count, you don't agree with us, so you don't count. It's like groupthink. And that can be very, and we can see what's happening down in Mar-a-Lago, right, with this groupthink. You got one group, you got another group, and they're like this, right? So there's a lot of that, like, that kind of energy going on. And if we're evolving through the polarity point, which is Leo, it means that we have to come from our hearts, and it also means that we have to create. We have to
Yeah.
we have to shine the light that's within us, and that light is the light of the sun, right? The life giver. So really, it's about, Leo is sometimes considered focusing just on the self, but
Yeah.
if we can focus our creative energies for the betterment of all people, then that's how I think we become that's why we're here. And we're also here to bear witness to this time.
Yeah.
We're
And
here
that was the other question, is what is the purpose of being here at this time? I believe in the idea that you created your existence on this planet to be
at
here at a
this
certain
time.
time to learn a certain lesson, a karmic lesson. How we all got in this like territory, I don't know. How we got in this family resonant, vibration, I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because I'm sure a lot of people on this call tonight or this live tonight uh, have found people who resonate with them, but they're probably not related to any of them. So this is the kind of the true psychic friends network here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we all sort of feel, I think we all sort of feel like we're a bit of an outsider. Um, and I don't think that's a bad place to be, because the world, if you're inside this world, it must be pretty scary.
Yeah.
It must be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Gibless is talking. I think he was
And
demanding more
I'm
tea.
just ignoring him, and if I duck, maybe he won't see me. But this is a game. It's like constantly, if I'm paying attention to somebody else or something else, he is a big baby about it.
You know,
I don't know. It's
you
just
know,
gonna be like that.
hey, that's okay. You can be president of the United States and be just like that.
Yeah. Innocent Potato said, "Oh no, you and Becca both have green thumbs." She does have a green thumb. Yeah, I do. That's my thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. I'll take you on a tour of one of the trail of one of those ivies one day. You won't believe where it went and came from and where it's going to. I have stuff already sticking to the ceiling.
Oh,
The pathos is sticking. The ivy was sticking up to the ceiling. Like, perfect, great. I don't have to paint it or put any fun mural up there. It'll just be plants.
well, hey, nature. I think all of art is just trying to do what nature does, in a way that,
Yeah,
that nature already does so beautifully. We're just trying to like copy, copy paste.
yeah, yeah. Jamie said her Siberian Husky talks every time she's on the phone. Yeah, yeah. When Now that Giblets is deaf, he doesn't hear the phone ring. But when the phone rang, he would start barking. He would not stop barking. And I would throw food down the stairs and into the living room. He would go on a scavenger hunt, and could talk on the phone. Now it's better, but he knows I'm not paying attention to him, and I don't know. Yeah, he should be sleeping by now.
I feel like I'm dealing with a jealous husband who doesn't want his
That's
wife
how
hanging out with
his
her girlfriend.
jealousy. Yeah, his jealousy is through the roof. It's really odd. We were talking to another dog today, Pippa, out on the sidewalk, and I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "I wish I could just give her a scratch." I said, "He gets really jealous if it just lean in, and he just looks at me like, 'Don't you dare touch that other dog. I'm your dog.' I'm
I'm
not
your
gonna take her
girlfriend. Damn
home."
it.
Oh my gosh, so much fun though. He makes me laugh every day. Every day. I can't even stand it.
Yeah, Michael makes me laugh. I said to him, I'm like, it's. I said it's because you make me laugh. That's why you're still.
It's
He's like,
huge.
I know.
It's huge. Somebody also asked, will the oligarchs ever have a downfall? Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yep.
definitely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We're moving into the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, the elites lost their heads.
Yes, and it's Pluto in Aquarius, number one, and we realize that we can't just have one body that has a lot of money controlling everybody that doesn't. Those in need versus those in greed, we're going to win. There are a lot more of us.
Yeah, well, certainly for sure, and they know it too. That's
And
why they
it's
have their underground bunkers. But I
yeah,
mean,
it's
even
corrupt.
even with that, I mean, who are they hanging out with, right? I mean, if it'd
Elon.
probably be safer to be out of those bunkers than in those bunkers with those people. I'm telling you.
I think we're going to see some of these leaders take a dive this
Oh,
year.
they already are. I mean, Macron is practically out.
I
Trudeau is
mean, like
practically out.
Putin is, I see
Well,
him. Hopefully there's a coffin underneath it, kind of thing.
I'm a little concerned about Netanyahu because with Trump in, the Palestinians have no chance at all. I mean, if they think it's bad now, it's only going to get worse because he doesn't give a shit about Palestinians.
Yeah. I don't know. I think those things that are major, big, global, those kinds of decisions, he doesn't have any control over.
I don't know. We'll see.
Only advisors, only people that understand what's going on. He wants to buy Greenland and the Panama Canal. Like there's nothing he talked about ending wars anywhere, doing anything like that. It's too over his head. It's way over his head, I think.
Well,
putting in a position in somebody that is not qualified to make those decisions, so they don't let him.
we'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, wow.
Yes, the last hospital in Gaza is now closed. I saw that yesterday.
Yeah. It honestly, it's the one thing I can't forgive Joe Biden for. Absolutely awful.
I thought he would wrap it up before this all went down. And he had the opportunity to.
I think he had the opportunity. They gave Netanyahu more rope than he could hang himself 4 times with, and they didn't pull the bottom out and have him hang himself. They didn't do it. They supported him, and it's just the man is a beast. He's a beast, and I'm sure it's hard for us to watch it, but I imagine it has to be horrendous for people in Israel for that stuff to be happening in their name. I can't abide. I can't abide that.
There's a couple of things that are sort of sacred to being out of the war zone, and that would be like religious institutions, those kinds of places, hospitals.
Well, that's what Prigozhin did. That's what they did in Syria, in Aleppo. They did that. That's the thing now. They don't care. Like it used to be, you would not attack the hospitals. That would be a safe zone. And if a hospital got attacked, it would be by accident. But now they aim for it. Yes. Now they aim for the hospitals. And I don't know what's wrong with people that they want to kill doctors and nurses and teachers and children and libraries. They've completely decimated Gaza's cultural centers as well, flattened them to a pancake. These people have nothing, and they don't feed them.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just like, and as I said, I don't think it's going to get better with Trump there.
No, I am actually thinking of, is he going to get inaugurated? I know we pull a card like every week to see if he's going to get inaugurated.
All right, yeah, let's look at that.
Let's see, because I
had terrible cards on him.
I know yours, yeah. your spread, that one was like you.
I know. I haven't. I was thinking of even putting it up, and then I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. But
Okay, I'm
I'll
not gonna. I just pull one card just to see, like, is he going to, like, one of those, like, just ideas, throw it out there. Like, is he going to be inaugurated on January 20th, 2025? So that's, what is the numerology of the day? It's a weird day.
Oh, okay. So it's 21 and 9, 30. 30 over 3, 4 of wands, which is usually the Democrats winning, which is funny, but I guess that's not the
It's
case.
a 4 of wands day.
Yeah. Unless, of course, him getting in is making the Democrats win. I don't know. We'll see. Let me see. I'm still shuffling. I'm having a terrible time shuffling. I get the 8 of Cups, walking away, abandoned success.
That's today. Today's an 8 of Cups day.
Yep. The 6 of Pentacles, payment, perhaps paying off something.
People are donating to the inauguration are going to get ripped off, maybe.
The Wheel of Fortune, a change in fortune. It doesn't look. It looks like a no to me, right?
What's the next card? What's the next one? Shit.
Illumination. It's a positive card. Divine discontent.
That's what I get.
The 4 of Cups.
The 4 of Cups is the card I pulled. So somebody's scratching his head. Look. Show up. I don't know. Honestly, it almost feels like he'll be disappointed because not a lot of people showed up, or it's going to be remote. Could that be?
It depends, I guess.
Could it be remote? The second card is the Chariot. These cards are too hard to read. This is the Dali deck, the Salvador Dali deck. The third one is the 9 of Swords or the 9 of Wands.
So sort of putting up barriers, protecting yourself.
Well,
that's certainly going to happen. The inauguration probably won't look that much dissimilar from Biden's inauguration. Remember Biden's inauguration? No one was there. It was right after January 6th, and it was still COVID.
Yeah.
It was like there were 5 people there, and that was it.
I wonder if it's going to be something that is just kind of, remote or something like that. So far, it's kind of still waffling on the yes or no. This really pisses me off because honestly, I got a lot going on between now and then. I want to know. So does everybody else. Page of Cups, surprise. Their cards are not wanting to be yes or no tonight. It's all like, yeah, just hang in there. It's like one of those things. I wait for it kind of thing. That's how I feel about this question. There's still time and there's still days ahead those answers, that might be different. We'll see. I don't know. It really, honestly, I just want it to be over with. If it's going to happen. If not, let's move on. I'm almost afraid to invest anything into an expectation or a divinatory result because I don't want to be disappointed. I'd rather be an I told you so, but I don't know if that's really good either.
I have to say, I've pulled cards and it never looks like he's going to get in, so I don't know.
Listen, Vicky, your card said no. It was like, no. I don't know how much longer this kind of circus can go on before nobody attends the show anymore. and it just falls apart. I'm waiting for that, for the moment, and just trying to process my own year ahead and my year back, and know that, I'll be 60 on January 10th. This was a pivotal year for me.
Yes. It's a powerful year. It was the year of the wood dragon, and you're a wood dragon.
And I'll tell you what, I still feel a few burns. Still feel a few burns from the wood dragon, but definitely landed in a place I'd like to just nestle in as a dragon and watch the snake go by next year and see what happens. The snake doesn't, next year is the year of the snake. I know there's some biblical symbology. There's a lot of Kundalini energy associated with the snake.
Yeah.
In charms, in Lenormand, not always a good symbol.
It might be a water snake this year. Hold on, let me. My husband is a snake. He's born 65. No. Wait a minute.
I'm a dragon, but I was born in January, and the year starts in February.
Right. So he was actually, this was his dragon year. No, he's not a dragon. He's not a dragon. He's going to be, how old is he going to be? He's going to be 60 in March. So he's a snake.
Okay.
He's a snake, yeah. And when I met him, he had 2 7-foot pythons in his bathroom. And I said to him, I went to his place to get a massage, and because he was a massage therapist, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, oh, I better take a pee, before I get on the table. And he's like following me into the bathroom. And I'm like, well, this is a little too close. Like, we don't really know each other that well. And I looked at him. He said, I just want to point out that I have 2 snakes. I didn't want you to get scared. They're over there. He points to where he kept the snakes. And I was like, I love snakes. And they were free roaming snakes. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, they were sweet though. They were just 2 giant boas. Citrine and Obsidian, that was their name.
Yeah, I can't know. See, honestly, I was looking to go for a massage, not that last year when I'm fixing my foot, and I'm like, I'm afraid to go to anybody that doesn't have a license on the wall, because Steve's 3rd bedroom was an option. Like a massage in the neighborhood kind of thing, because I'm walking. I'm like, no, that's okay. I think I'll go with somebody that's kind of licensed there, because they might have a snake in the living room roaming around.
Well, they weren't usually in the living room; they were just usually in the bathroom. And sometimes, like in the winter when it was cold, you'd be the warmest thing, and one of them used to like get into my pajamas and warm up next to me. I didn't care though. I always loved snakes. I always loved snakes. I know that this is probably freaking people out, but
no, I like them. I just don't like that you have to feed them like mice. I mean, I thought about, that would be a cool thing to have, but at one point, and then I thought, I don't think I could do that.
So 2025 is the year of the snake. But I don't know what element. Year of the snake. Let's see.
Earth snakes. Earth Star says love snakes.
Love snakes.
Yeah, she loves snakes.
Oh, she loves snakes. Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a funny story about the snake. We went up to Cambridge, and he used to like to bring the snakes, and he'd keep them in we only brought one up. We brought Citrine up. She was a yellow snake, and he had him in the snake bag. So he had the snake bag on his lap, and we're sitting on the T, which is the subway, and the snake starts to kind of rise up, like from his lap. So on his lap is this snake bag with something sticking straight up, probably about this long, right? And so I just was like, and people were like, and I just sort of took my hand and went like this, just to sort of her, so she could, not try to climb out of the bag. And it was the funniest thing. It was like, oh my God, this is going to be such an adventure. And of course, I was sold at that point. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, this is the kind of fun I want to have. And so we walked around Cambridge with his snake on his shoulders. And you'd be surprised at all the people who come up to you to talk to you when you have a giant snake on your chest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have. Yeah.
And in
Absolutely.
fact, that's interesting. And just one more thing on that, if I can, is Michael, even though he's in Aries, he's kind of shy. He's got a Cancer rising. And to meet people, he would go put the snake around. And that's how they would start a conversation, because, he was kind of shy. And that was a good way. Just like when you have a dog, it's a great way to meet other people and talk to people, because you have like a third thing to like focus on. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
When I was talking to my kid about this, I'm like, I know the names of the dogs in the neighborhood, but I do not know the people that well, or even I recognize the dog as like the corgis, or, there's other dogs that are always on the same sort of route. The people, I wouldn't recognize them if I was standing in line behind them for an hour in the grocery store. Honestly, I know who the dogs are. My kid goes, same. He goes, I know all the dogs, but I would never know who the people are. That's how, and I think we're going to have a lot more of that next year too. I think there's going to be more where we can connect. And I remember saying this before in an ovomancy or something, that we're going to be able to communicate with our animals in a way that is more in our language. The dogs that press the buttons for
Yeah.
that kind of thing, even more with some kind of device or a collar, where we're going to be able to, they're going to be like, fill the puzzle with cheese, bitch, kind of thing, instead of embarking it.
It's a wood snake. A wood snake.
It's a wood snake. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I looked it up. So what is good? What is good when it comes to a snake, if you know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen?
I hear ya. It's actually about 7:02, so we're going to kind of wrap it up for this week, because we got a full or new moon coming up, which is going to be interesting. And the more I think about it, it's going to be interesting. This is the last one. 2 in 1 month. Like, this is your power moon tomorrow. So get ready for that. On Monday.
On Monday, yeah. But we'll be doing the moon shadows tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be on my channel, because we do moonshine on Onus. So thank you for joining us, everybody. I had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed the funny stories and the like. Not to worry. Everything's going to be all right.
Yep. I do believe that. I'm like, it's going to be okay. I trust in that feeling, that instinct, more than I trust in anything.
Yes.
I really do. I really, really do. All righty, guys. Love you. See you tomorrow for Time Out with Giblets in the morning.
Take care, everyone.